try again.
Okay, Noggin. So do you want to explain what just happened?
Well, we've been talking for like 4 or 5
Five
minutes
five
now,
minutes. Yeah.
and you were not recording audio.
No, no. It was a great conversation.
It
But
was.
that probably means that when we go through it again, it'll be a bit snappier.
Yeah.
Uh, we're calling this video end of season one because we've had a hard time for the last few months to get people together to play Rogue Trader. Not that people have grown tired, but personal reasons and just real life in general has made it hard to get everyone together on Sunday evening for me and Sunday noonish for you,
Right.
because a lot of the we have about half of the player groups in America and half of it is in Europe, so hard to schedule to begin with.
Right.
Uh,
We're way too spread out to be able to keep a consistent schedule.
exactly, and for that reason, since so many people have been asking us, which we appreciate a lot, like when we uploaded the first video in end of May 2015, we made it a year and a half. I think I did not expect it to get as popular as it did,
I definitely did not.
because it was one of those cases where I'm like, I'm gonna record map tools, I'm gonna record the audio, and then just add music to it, and I don't have time to do anything more than that, and we'll see how people what people do with it, and the fact
Yeah,
that people are
the response to it has been absolutely overwhelming. It's
yes.
been absolutely wonderful, and thank you for everyone for sticking with us through all the trouble rule lookups and trouble with map tools and everything else like that along the way.
But yeah, so we're calling for all of those reasons. We're calling this video end of season one. I would say it's pretty likely that we'll be back with a season two at some point, because most of us do still want to keep having role playing sessions. It's one of my favorite pastimes, and I know that you want to do more as well, Nuggin.
I definitely do.
Season two might be, if we do more Rogue Trader, which I hope we do at some time, might be a bit further into the future, as in the actual universe. It might probably will contain a few different characters, because here's an option to change. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, we'll see when it shows up. I'm scrolling through all of my playlists on my YouTube channel to see there's the Rogue Trader playlist. I just want to see how many. Yeah, this fucking thing has a lot of views.
Hi, I'm cKnoor.
Ah, see, that's the you just heard the intro to the first video. Oh, published May 31st, 2015. Only
Wow.
31,000 views for an hour and 11-minute long video. Now,
Here's some Rogue Trader stats for you.
mhm.
In game time that has passed has been 1,050 days total since you guys embarked on your adventure, but you have only experienced 648 days.
We're gonna live forever. Well, twice as long as everyone else, apparently. Uh, holy crap. I was Before we recorded, we had some technical issues for different reasons. But I did ask you about what your favorite moment was, and even though you've told me once, you need to tell me again for the YouTubes.
Yes, my favorite moment is definitely when you crash the spaceship onto the little planetoid moon, whatever we want to call it, because that opened such a big door for everything that happened with the Necrons that came after
Yeah.
it, and it was 100% not planned by me in any way whatsoever, and it couldn't have happened better. It was absolutely beautiful.
It was also not my fault because the controls were reversed.
So what was your favorite moment in our game?
My favorite moment was probably us having the Inquisition on our ass and a traitor in our midst. Now, we when the whole idea of there being a traitor, like for the first few sessions when that was introduced, I think most of us didn't know who it was, and then through partly because we couldn't figure out who else it could be, and also I think Scoozle spoiling it, because I think Ethan figured it out sooner than I did.
Ethan
Uh,
figured it out first, yeah.
yeah. And at some point, everyone's like, "Yeah, it needs to be Holt," but that was like player knowledge rather than character knowledge, and we
Right.
realized there is no way for us to in game figure out that it's Holt because
None at all.
all the information we get when we like try and siphon through the truth is coming through Holt. Like he's
And
our lie detector.
his character is just so powerful that there's no way that you'll ever be able to catch him in a lie, because he can just change your mind or
Yeah.
remind you that it didn't happen, or he can get so many skills so much higher than any other player. It's just incredibly overpowered to the point where you'll never ever know or find out.
Yeah, I mean the plan my character had for possibly dealing with it was that at one point, because of course Holt is really powerful, but all of those abilities can backfire, and they did once, where he blew up in the hallway of the ship
Oh,
and
right, he did.
killed a bunch of people. But that was before we kind of was sure it was him. And I was like, at that point, if that ever happens again, I actually have a reason to tell Holt, not, hey, you're the traitor, but you're too dangerous to
Yeah,
have on
much too
board.
dangerous to keep around.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'd love to keep you, but for the sake of the rest of my crew, you have to go somewhere else.
Hmm. That's just
And
about the only way you could have done
yeah,
that.
and unfortunately, or fortunately, because
It never
it's
happened again.
yeah. But I also
Yep.
think those dynamics, since I'm not, and this might come as a shock, but I'm not all that well versed in the 40k universe.
I do not
I'm
believe it.
so I did like that whole the whole Inquisition and being like, okay, well, we have to go fix this planet just so another part of the Inquisition can like me.
Right. It's a good little power struggle with all the different parts of the Inquisition and you out there and all the other different sects within the 40k
Yeah.
universe. It's wonderful, and it worked out really well for some really fun gameplay.
It's also one of those reasons where you're like when we actually finish the planet and there's a big chaos dome and then we get into it and like, oh fuck, those people know my name,
Right.
which isn't great. But on the other hand, my characters, and this surprisingly happens to a lot of my characters, they tend to be fame horse. So part of it is like, fuck, they know my name, and another part is like, yeah, fuck yeah, be scared of my name because I'm rich. So I think we've rambled on long enough. So with this video, me and Noggin and everyone else, if they managed to be here, I know Ethan wanted to, but he couldn't today. Let's say thank you for, well, that my phone, but also thank you for joining us in this adventure for season 1, and hopefully in the future we'll see you all for season 2. Now,
Yes. Thanks, everybody.
as a parting gift, tell Noggin how awesome he is in the comments for GMing, and tell us your favorite moments, and we will cherish them forever, or at least a few weeks. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, YouTube.
For now.